the topics for the new album, I think they're much more outwardly thinking. They're much more about social issues and things that have been shoved right in front of our faces, during the last few years. I mean, they were going on when we were doing Wanderlust, but the way the album ended up was much more personal and much more intimate because it was just about the four of us. And I think that when you're a band and you're touring and you have lots of friends in different countries who are very close to you, you really do get a good sense of what's happening where. And it's really, really disheartening and very scary what's happening to a lot of people around the world, on lots of different levels. We have, banking scandals, we have hacking scandals, we have people walking into, premieres of movies and killing everybody, and it's just there's so much grief and darkness and stuff going on in the world. It's very hard not to be affected by that and for that to come into, as an artist, it comes into your self-expression, so it comes into the lyrics. I try to stay a happy person individually, and I looked for. I'm always looking for contentment, but I think the lyrics, just there's a side of me that is really just expressing in a personal way what's right in front of my face, and I think that Skunk Anansie were very much. We're not really like a statement band, We make personal statements about social issues. We connect it to ourselves and how it's happening to us in our own individual lives. I mean, if we were going to talk about something like, Tony Blair, the effect that he had on, the British economy and British politics, I was really, ashamed to be British at one point when Tony Blair was our leader and siding with George W. Bush and taking us into a war. That was like a very embarrassing time in British history for me. And it's taken us back many years, and we're going to have to deal with the consequences of that for many years. If I had Tony Blair in front of me, I would say, I believed in you, I was wrong, because that's how I feel. It's like, God, why was an idiot to believe in you? Why did I vote for you? Because I think that's much more honest and realistic approach to how I felt about that issue. I could say, stop the war, or, smash the state or whatever. But these are cliches that have been said for 20, 30 years that people they're not touched by anymore. It doesn't really touch them. And so I think if you really want to have an effect on people, that I think if for us, it was just bring it down to the personal reaction, how you feel about it yourself, not kind of what you think you should say.
So what pissed you off recently?
So many things, to be honest. I think with me, one of the most, disheartening things was the hacking thing and the hypocrisy of the public on that. There's okay to hack, celebrities and people who are musicians and all that kind of stuff, but it's not okay to hack someone's parents whose child has been murdered. It's kind of like you can't have one rule for one and then think it's not going to be used for other people. That it's okay to pick on celebrities, but it's not. It's like they start with celebrities because it's an easy target, and then they move on to you. And it's the same with you. They start with like gay people. If you don't support gay politics, well, then, they'll lose their rights, and then they'll go to black people, and then they'll lose their rights, and then they'll go to women, and then they'll lose their rights. It's like a knock-on effect. So that was really disheartening. But I think for me, just the whole Barclays scandal that's going on in England now, where the banks and individuals in this bank have hiked up the interest rates to get more mortgage money out of people. And I remember that when that was going on, when the mortgage rates were double, I was paying double on my mortgage, but okay, I could afford to pay it, but a lot of people lost their homes so that these greedy people could make more money, and that's the kind of black traffic, that dark web stuff that's going on underneath our feet. That
things they don't talk about during the Olympics.
Well, exactly, all the things I don't want to admit to, and all the stuff that is going on, it's like they're such fucking liars pretending that, that you get one story and what's really happening is a completely different story. All this black traffic, all this negative and all these evil things going on underneath our feet that we don't know about. That's really, seems to me, that's what is really running the world, not leaders. Leaders, politicians don't run the world. Just a few families run the world.